Hi there, welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We're here in Cliff's Edge and we're going to find out more about various things and the background of Cliff's Edge and maybe about our little Rin. We're talking to these curious persons, especially Mother Temaz. Talk to Erritis first though. First thing you notice about this wiry young man is the golden haze, the glow surrounding him. It sparkles in his eyes and gives his easy grin a warmth that you can feel right down your gut. He spots you and straightens.
I know what you're thinking. How in the world did you survive that crash, Erritis? The answer is, as it always is, backflips. But hold on. How did you know my name? Never mind. Not important. Of course you know my name. I'm Erritis.
He plants his hands on his skinny hips and beams. Scan thoughts. This adventure is going nowhere. We are standing still. It is beginning when... what? I'm sure that's an insider joke. What? Your thoughts are strange. Thoughts? Erritis' eyes widen in alarm. I try to avoid those. They have agendas, you know, thinking, planning, plotting. Shakes his head. No, no. Heroic instinct. That's always best. Scan thoughts. She hears us. Impossible. Oh, he might be afraid of the sorrow. I can hear your surface thoughts. Why are they so different from what you're saying? If I have thoughts, madam, then that's news to me. Are you sure she can't hear us? We're certain. Why are your thoughts so strange again? I can honestly say I have no idea what you're talking about. Alright, and how did you end up crashing the airship? I'm glad you asked. This is somewhat of an understatement. He looks ecstatic. I was climbing up the cliffs to Karanzarai to see how impossible it was when I saw a star falling toward the reef. He raises an earnest finger. I knew, right then, that finding that star was my destiny. He runs his hands through his curls. But what was I going to do? Climb down? Boring. Already did it the other way. Walk? Walk? Worse. Far worse. No fun at all. Scan thoughts. Tell them about the backflips. No one cares about the backflips. Tell them. He grins. Then I saw the airship docked over my head. I raced on up, borrowed the ship, and pointed it right at the reef. His face falls. I don't know what happened next. Despite my expert piloting, the airship steered itself directly at the cliffs. I had no choice. I landed it as fast and hard and safely as possible. Shaking his head, he sighs. I never did find that falling star. At this point, someone else has found it, and it's their destiny now. Oh, God. This guy's so crazy. It won't hurt if we tell him. You're in luck. That falling star was me. No! Erritis shouts overjoyed. Yes, really! It was really you! He grabs you by both shoulders. This is fate. You are meant to travel with me. You have to. Don't say no. Oh my God. Scan thoughts. They will lead us to glory. They will lead us to pain. Join them. Join them. I already have too many people with me. Why should I let you join me? Gives you a puzzled look, as if you just wondered aloud why air is important. I'm an adventurer, he repeats, brow furrowed. I thought I told you, adventure happens when I'm around, and you'll get to be a part of it. He raises a finger, but you'll have to keep up where we go. He stares at the invisible horizon. We go swiftly, strongly, and most of all, handsomely. He leans in conspiratorially. Until you get handsome, I'll cover for the both of us. Maybe you can join me another time. I already have too many people with me. You do. He looks past you to your companions and recoils in surprise. Were they always there? Yes, lad, Tiberius says in soothing tones. I don't want to worry you, but absent-mindedness is a classic sign of shin poisoning. It is? Erritis says, managing to look alarmed and delighted at the same time. Is that dangerous? Oh, very, Tibia says somberly. Let me inspect your money and I'll look for traces of poison. Oh, let Tibia do his thing. I'd love to watch it. Remain silent. With exaggerated care, Erritis removes a jingling pouch from his belt and hands it to Tibia as though it might explode. I'll look this over in my lab later, Tibia promises. Without looking your way, he palms a few shins from the bag and hands them your way. Oh my god. Tibia, you really did it. Oh, come on. What is that golden glow around you? Where? Says Erritis, turning around. Well, seriously, what is that glow? What glow? He says, looking behind him. Oh, alright. See you later, glow. Glowing man. So, you can find another companion here, it seems. Let's have a look at this dashing guy, Erritis. Looks like your standard, wow, hero of an anime. A dashing hero. Now let's talk to Mother Temaz. What does she have on her head here? It's like a... Oh, we don't know. Is that hair or what is that? This woman glances at the air above her head, her fingers fretting with a single bead, a long peculiar chain of them. Her low angry muttering resolves into words as you get closer. Foolish girl, it doesn't matter what you were. The past is a land populated by wet-eyed nitwits. Nay, what matters is where you are, what you be. Are you talking to me, Mother Temaz? She blinks at the empty air, and her hands steal to a metallic many-faceted bead near the end of the chain. I may as well be, she says, snorting. Mother Temaz knows you, girl. Born falling you were, born in flame, shreds of your smouldering coal streaming through the air. When you struck ground, your bead first went cold, then hotter than a mother's hatred. She spits and shakes her head. Scarcely born you are, and already tangled in the past, seeking answers when you should be making your own. My call? Aye, you fell from the blue womb of the sky, and your speed set the coal around you alight, scattering flaming bits across the city. I snatched one for myself, still have it, in fact. She pauses, toying with a many-faceted bead, and sighs. You're confused, but that'll change. You'll have your feet under you soon enough. Not all of my children are as lucky. What? Mother Temaz, this one, she says, showing you the bead she was speaking to before you arrived. It's carved in the shape of two overlapping spheres. Something's eating her memories, her thoughts, even her name. She calls herself Loss of Self, and she is going mad. Her fingers fold over the bead. Set her back on her feet for me, girl. Do that and I'll return your call to you, improved through my art and stronger than you lost it. How can I help this loss of self? Girl, you haven't been listening, girl, she says with a sigh. Don't help her. Convince her to help herself. Where was she again? She's... Mother Temaz trails off, closing her hand around her beads, staring into space. In Cliff's Edge. Look around, you'll find her. I'll do what I can to help her. Farewell. So where was she? I think she was here, right? And we're here. Now that's exciting. Let's help this lost one. Hey there, loss of self. Her hands cradle her flushed temples like a crown, and her eyes are closed. Still, she manages a humorless smile as you approach. Good, you're back. Talk loud. It eases the pain. Mother Temaz sent me. I wanna help. That grim old sack of bones, she says, trying to smile. I've never been able to fool her. No one can. She grips her head, staring at you from between the bars of her forearms. I've been hearing a woman's voice for a long time. She tells me that everything I know about who I am is wrong, and her words are persuasive. With a sound that's half chuckle, half sob, she continues. I can't remember my childhood or my family. Last year I forgot my name, but that's not all.
I'll remember that.
I see people who look like me around the city. They have my face, they speak in my voice, and once I saw a ghost of her in the fifth eye. It was the woman in my head. She had a kind face, but it was sad. Like she knew she was going to win, to take over my body, but didn't want to. She clenches her fist. She won't win. I'll kill myself first. First tell me about the ghost you saw in the fifth eye. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this. How long have you been hearing this voice? Let's go at that scientifically. We want to find out. 6, 7 years. At first, it was just a whisper behind my thoughts. Then I started forgetting simple things, like where a scarf was. Then one day I woke up and I couldn't remember my mother's face. Her eyelids flutter. I wish I wasn't scared, but I'm terrified. You'll fight this off. I know you will. Or die trying, she agrees, a brittle light in her eyes. Now tell me about the ghost you saw in the fifth eye. She looked like, no, she was me, but I could see her through her to the pipes on the walls. At first, she wouldn't look over, then she did, and my voice, and the voice in my head, I couldn't hear words, but it felt like glass breaking, ripping my mind to slivers and shreds. She swallows hard. She was crying. She knew she was hurting me and couldn't stop. She's kind, understand? I hate her for that. Her voice goes quiet. She's still there in the fifth eye. She's always there. Have you ever tried talking to her or reasoning with her? Why? She exclaims, tears of pain glittering at the corners of her eyes. Why should I talk to her when I can hear her right now? I want to talk about your family. I told you I can't even bring their faces to mind, just shapes. Shapes in a sea of that damned woman's words. She clenches, her eyes shut. I know you're trying to help, but you don't understand. Her whispers eat at me, they peel me away. How am I supposed to stop her when I don't even know who I am? Scan thoughts, they're not real. They never were. Only I am real. Hasn't anyone else tried to help you remember your past? I don't know, she says. Maybe everything keeps fading. I'll eventually forget you too. There's nothing you can say that I haven't already tried, she adds. Her mouth trembles. She won't stop talking. She'll never leave. Well, someone must know who you are. Yes, but either they haven't come looking or they haven't found me. She mashes her forehead with the heel of her hand. I'm not an idiot. I've thought about asking in Government Square. The council is supposed to have information on everyone. She laughs bitterly. But I've never made it there. Every time I try, I get lost or I forget where I'm going. It's hopeless. No one knows you because you aren't real. Only I am. Let me in. Well, you said there might be records about your past. Where would they be again? Government Square. Council has records on anyone, she says, her brow wrinkling. She appears to have forgotten that she was the one who brought up the idea. Actually, I have other questions. Mother Temas thinks you should handle this on her own, and I do too. I'll take that from her, she says, balling her hands into fists. She's a petrified branch of a woman with more willpower than sense, but I know she cares for me. You don't get to echo her when you don't know how hard I've fought this, she swallows. How much I've failed. Wow, so we have to help her. Would becoming someone else be so bad? Would it be, she gapes at you, it would be dying if I were sick. Would you tell me to lay back and let the disease take me? What are you thinking? Scanthos, listen to her. I am not a disease, I am you. Yeah, no, we won't convince her. We'll find out about her past. I think Mother Temas, we think that is wrong about Mother Temas, because we want to find out. We're intellectuals, so I'll be back when I figure out how to help you. Let's go to Government Square, maybe, in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Let's have a look at these flying triangles here again. Thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you. See you in the next episode when we try to find out more. Have a good time until then.